Oh yeah!
I think
We're doing it.
Incoming transmission. Initiating data compilation protocol. Compilation complete. Enhancing. Initializing data playback. Code alpha. Begin playback.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Big Giant Head. Number 9.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
Number 9. Number 9.
Lucky 9. Yeah, this is for, what is it? We're recording it Friday, but this is going up Wednesday, December
Next week.
13th.
Correct. 13th Wednesday.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get one of these out every other Wednesday. So that's our tentative schedule.
We may have to do a pre-Christmas one before I head off for the holidays.
It'd be a good Big Giant Head
Big
holiday
Giant Head
special.
holiday special.
Scheduled now.
Nothing better. Look at your guys are behind the scenes. The curtains are peeled back for this part.
There's nothing between you and us.
Certainly not a schedule.
Layer of clothes. That's it. So how are you doing?
I'm doing really well. A very good week. And what was that? Okay.
That was Windows Defender, I think.
All right, Windows Defender. I think that's because my phone's hooked up. Oh,
that might be.
No.
Oh, no.
Some viruses on there.
Immediately we have problems.
Sorry.
Right away.
Well, yeah, I had a good week. It was, we've got a couple things going on. We're prepping for an unannounced port of Boss 101.
Announced now.
Too late.
Yep.
Hopefully we can officially announce it soon. But yeah, that's
you, NDA.
We're not breaking the NDA.
I don't know what that means.
just to be clear, we haven't said anything about anything. So
you're fine.
That is the plan.
Yep.
That's what we've been doing, and we've got some additions to the base game. We've been updating it and cleaning it up. We've got
those sound pretty good.
Yeah, we
Not
do
gonna
have
say what it is.
Yeah, we do have a planned addition to the game, which should go out for the Steam users, and that's probably going to be in January.
This is Boss 101, by the way, on Steam. You can buy it right now.
And
welcome to the Game Development Podcast.
You can tell.
Talk about video game development.
Hopefully, I
sometimes.
Guess, yeah, normally I think if you just listen to this, it'd probably be just random Randy Savage talking.
Yeah, just outbursts. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's my video game.
For no reason. What do these guys got going on? But yeah, that and we're going to talk about this later, but about the quest to make Boss 102. That's the next thing on our list. Yeah. Make Boss 102 great again. Gonna make it great again. You're gonna get tired of all the winning. You're
gonna win so hard.
You're gonna win so hard. You're gonna get tired of it. People tell me you're just tired of winning. Like Boss 101, we're just tired of selling it.
Oh man,
my arms are getting tired carrying that thing around.
Need a nap.
Gonna need tired. Take a rest. All the ducats we're making.
Need a Benadryl. Slide down.
So that's later. But let's talk about you. You did a.
Let's talk about me.
Yeah, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your game. Let's talk about Savage, because you had just done a stream with a guy named Sour.
It was on the Sour Kool-Aid show. There's the phone again. There's something.
Yes, I
wonder if that's picking up. I don't know. We'll find out. Fix it in post.
Edit that later, folks.
Fix it in post with CG.
Nobody can tell.
Nope.
You guys won't know who edited all this audio with it.
It's DP, who does the Sour Kool-Aid show on Twitch. Who in my opinion, is the funniest man.
I saw a little bit, and he looks
not because he played my video game.
You're right.
Probably
no bias there whatsoever. No confirmation bias.
There's some. Actually, it's mostly. Yep. No, he's not funny.
He's not funny at all.
No, he's terrible. He stinks.
Boo!
No, it's a hilarious man. Yeah. So it was pretty exciting to watch him play. So he was kind enough to ask me if he could play the game.
Now, if I was an indie developer listening to you and I heard that, I'd think, well, how did he get to the point where he had this guy?
One of his community members who I met on Twitch.
So you're hanging out on
Mr. R. Knight is another great streamer on Twitch.
Gotcha.
His channel's tiny but excellent. And he's working his way through Dark Souls 3 right now. And it's a lot of fun to watch.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of pain and suffering.
Okay.
And everyone likes that.
Yeah. Dark Souls is a fun game to watch people play. There's a lot of misery in it.
Yes. It's one of those like comedies that's not It's funny because it isn't.
It's a dark comedy.
Yes.
It brings you face to face with mortality.
Yes, exactly.
It's a Kobayashi Maru of games.
You watch someone go through the however many of the stages are
of grief. 5 stages of grief.
5 of them.
Denial, acceptance, frustration,
bargaining.
Yeah, bargaining, anger. Like
anger. A lot of anger.
Yeah, a lot of anger. That's normally the stage they sit in.
For a long time.
Dark Souls is like the stage you're going to sit in anger a long time. Then you accept it.
Yeah.
Like, okay
Mr. R. Knight, who's a member of the Cooligans, which is
Kool-Aid.
what the Kool-Aid Man show. Yes. Those are his people. And he saw my trailer, Mr. R. Knight did, and he was like, hey, I think DP of Sour Kool-Aid show. He's been spreading the word like wildfire.
That's awesome.
To all the people who he thinks would enjoy the game.
This is important information, folks. 'Cause
yes.
we're going to come back
Whoever
to
would enjoy it.
Yes.
That's the key.
Yes.
You need to know your audience a little.
Yes. You need,
or a
you
lot.
need to head to your
all
audience.
the way.
Yes. Absolutely.
Run straight at them in a non-threatening manner.
And quickly.
Right. Unarmed and just
hands up.
Right.
in surrender.
Don't move. That's okay, everybody. Just have a video game here.
Just a game.
Yeah, just armed with fun. But he showed DP of Sour Kool-Aid, and Sour Kool-Aid reached out to me, and I was like, oh yeah, that'd be awesome. And I fanboyed out like quite a bit. I was like, oh man, this guy's gonna play my video game. I'm gonna watch him mess around with something that I created after watching him creating all his stuff. So it was hilarious.
And that happened. Fun. It's available online. We're gonna link it in the video. We should in the
there's a demo
in the doobly-doo
demo for Savage.
Demo for Savage.
You can play a demo,
which is great. And that demo is because I'm curious if I was wondering this after I played Savage myself this last weekend, and I thought, is that demo the demo that we're playing is the version from a little while ago? It's not necessarily completely up to date, is it? Or is it?
Features and fixes wise, but progression is gated at a certain point where it's like, nope, demo.
Okay, so you're updating it regularly.
Yeah, I'm doing both of them. I'm juggling both. There's on Game Jolt. It's not up to date, and I have to do that. Oops.
Sure.
But it's on Game Jolt and it's on NDDB. The demos are.
Okay.
And those have the same features and fixes and everything that the base game, the main game, does. That
so you
Kickstarter backers have access. It's a very complicated
Let me get straight.
process.
Kickstarter backers. The one I played on Sunday, is that available to Kickstarters?
Yeah.
And that's up on Steam? Or
that's up on Steam, but you can't buy it.
Cannot buy it, folks.
Yes. It's complicated. Yeah, there are many layers.
Yeah, there's this onion.
So there's a demo and then the early access, though.
But as you go through the game, as you're making it, as you're creating it, you're making new versions. Those new versions get uploaded to Steam for Kickstarters only.
Anytime I fix something, anytime I'm like, oh, you should be able to attack straight up in the air. He should be able to attack below him.
Yes.
That gets put in the demo.
And then... then that goes in the demo too. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
so I have two versions of the game essentially. There's the demo version and the like many games.
Yes. We're considering a demo. That's something that came up this week.
I think it's a good idea.
I think so too. Like it's just a question of like how to gate it off and what we would do.
There it goes.
There it is again.
It's doing something.
It's doing whatever it wants to do. We considered doing a demo and just making a sort of a small little look at Boss 101. But ours is going to be a little more. God, I hate it because. Is yours just cut off? I'm curious about this. Like when you made the demo, did you just sort of hard gate it somewhere and say, "That's it, folks"? End screen.
Yeah.
You know, go.
Well, there isn't even an end screen. There's just
okay.
It's kind of a mini sandbox where it's like you can just wander around if you want. But if you're trying to go through the main levels, there's a spot where it's like, I can't go any further.
Does it?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't you're say. Smart. Not so
it
smart.
Doesn't say.
That's super smart. Like we're
mostly because I'm lazy.
No, it's smart too. Because
there are things about it that are like. Sometimes it's hard to keep track of that stuff where it's like, okay, if demo equals true, like make sure this is fired off at the right spot. And so I put a solid object in a room somewhere that he can't pass. And that's my clever strategy for demo creation.
God, that's so much smarter than what we're gonna do. Boss.
It's not very informative though.
No, but we were gonna do the whole Boss 101 thing where we were gonna do a whole like new intro for the demo and a new like.
I didn't do that.
No, that's a lot of work.
There's something I'm thinking of doing though, and just plastering demo on the title screen where it's like, if this is a demo, like do this, and I just have to remember to turn it off when I update the main one.
Maybe we could do that. That'd be good. I've been a little pondering it, and it's tough because you either do what you do, which I think is a very smart, efficient way, and it also kind of the people that want to play a demo are going to be okay with what.
Yeah.
That
well, and they
situation.
probably won't even get all the way through.
Exactly.
And there's a lot in the Savage demo.
Yeah.
There's like, I've watched people go 5 hours.
Oh my god.
On that thing. Same with DP and Sour Kool-Aid. He was he had the main one. He has the Steam key, and he had backstage access to the game. But he went for about 3 hours and didn't even see a quarter of what's in the demo.
Wow.
Because that's all the demo is it's just there's a gate somewhere, like not a literal one, but a I can't pass this part here.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
But I think generally speaking, like people that play a demo, like they know they're playing a demo and they're they might not even finish, and they might just be like, okay, I like this 5 minutes I've spent with it, and I'm gonna wait till the game's out. And
see, that's
in an ideal world,
right? But that's the thing. You're bringing up a good point, because that's exactly the conversation I was having with Joshua. We were talking about a demo, and we're thinking, how much do we gate off, and how much do we notify people? How specific of a demo is it? And I think what you're bringing up is just the people that know it's a demo know it's a demo. The people that download it as a demo are going to understand there's going to be weird gating, or not weird, but just
it's not complete.
It's not complete.
Yeah, it's not the whole thing.
They're not getting the features, and so I guess for me, I was wondering how much do we announce that stuff and make it, because part of the flavor of Boss 101 is like, did you ever play the Stanley Parable? Stanley Parable had
it.
Yeah, they had a demo, but the demo was apparently I didn't play the demo, but it was apparently.
It sounds like a weird game to have a demo for.
But they changed the demo. It was just like a whole new game. I mean,
the mini game set in the Stanley Parable universe.
Yes, that's exactly, and that's kind of
something I didn't want to do.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking of doing, is doing a mini game set in the Boss 101 universe to kind of make it seem.
I could see where that would fit with Boss 101 though.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is it does fit with Boss 101.
But that sounds like such a lot of of work.
It is a lot of work, but we're seeing that's one of the considerations. So we're gonna take off. Joshua and I and Minone, we're gonna take a break over Christmas. And then we're going to come back in January, and that's one of the things on the table, is really to do a demo and obviously get the word out there. Like I said, we got an announcement, hopefully, maybe this week, certainly in January, I expect it, but we're going to have an announcement about the next stage of Boss 101, and then, which we're going to talk about later, the quest for Boss 102.
Yes.
Which is going to be, that's ideally the next thing we're working on, and that's sort of like, what a week. This has been a long week for that. Like, it's been sort of setting out the feelers for Boss 102 and seeing who's interested, and people that want to get on the ground floor, if they're interested in the game. This is publishers, because right now there hasn't been, and I think this already, there hasn't been enough sales of Boss 101 at this point to justify or at least pay for Boss 102. So now the question is, we funded Boss 101. Son of a bitch, goddamn fucking. So we're confident in it, but we spent our money making Boss 101 without any Kickstarter or anything. So now the question is,
but you ran it like a Kickstarter.
I did run it like a Kickstarter.
You had updates
galore. Updates. Now we're doing updates 3 times a week. So now
you should do
I should do a Kickstarter. Exactly. Well, it seems like that, right? I mean, that's the question: is do we do what?
I mean, that's what it's there for. I mean, it's annoying that people use it as a pre-order.
People use it as a pre-order and a publisher bounce platform, where they say, I was on Kickstarter, I earned this amount of money, and now the question is,
could you match it for me?
Yes. Yeah. Can you match it? But I guess to me, it's I don't. There's a lot of options, but that, believe me, we're looking at everything. So it could be a Kickstarter, could be a publisher, could be us just some opportunity comes through, maybe even on the consoles for Boss 101, where we sell enough on that, and that's obviously one of the things we're looking at too. But yeah, if that happened, that'd be great. But the publisher thing is, I mean, I come from publishing background, at least big AAA games, and I was external producer at Sony, and I saw the process, and it's just, I know what's happening. Like the Boss 101,
you know what's going on over there.
It's landing on people's desks.
You know what's happening behind their emails.
Yes, I read their emails, and I've written emails like that, and I'm just, and basically the short story of what's happening. So anybody else that's listening to this and wondering, how does it happen? And my opinion is, you're lucky if you get 1 or 2 responses. One is people look at your game, maybe Savage, and they say, this is amazing, I love it, it doesn't matter anything else, I want to make this game. That's the best answer you can hope for, because that means it's an emotional response, and the guy's going to make it happen. This is the guy at the publishing company. This guy, it could be Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, could be at any smaller or mid company that's a publishing house. If they love your game, it's going to happen. The guy will contact you right away. He'll email you back like that day, like, oh, I saw Savage. It was amazing. Matt, I want to get this game, man. Give me some keys. I showed it to everybody here.
Just like what excited people do when they're...
Just like an excited person.
Yeah.
Anything else other than that great response, you are going to get an email that says, thanks, no thanks. Or if they're just absolutely apathetic about it, you won't hear anything.
Or excuses and a runaround forever.
Yes,
as you talk to them.
Yeah, that's the worst. That is the apathy is almost better than that one. The worst one is what I call the Hollywood answer, which is, "Hey, we're interested, but what if you?"
It's a good answer.
Yeah, it's the Hollywood answer, right?
Yeah.
You're working on a screenplay. Oh, we're interested in it, but could you just send us a little more information? We're still thinking about stuff right now. And that's
otherwise we're gold.
Yeah, we're everything. I showed it to JP. He loves it. And then
got the green light.
We're down in Shutters in Santa Monica, and we were having lunch, and we're thinking about it. And
we really want to do this picture.
Look, we're got a guy in Croatia,
champing at the bit. Yep.
He's ready to go.
Money bags.
He's got a banker in Dubai. got all these guys ready to invest. They just need a little more information, and that's the worst. Is that a few of the conversations Want this week, and very nice people too. Everybody,
or it'll be great exposure.
Exactly, it's great exposure. We get to do this. They'll want more information, and it's a tough one as a developer, because when you get that email that says, "Hey, we're interested, but just can we get a budget and a schedule and maybe some plans on how this is going to work?" You got to be real careful there, because it's possible you're on the runaround trail at that point. Because the guy that cares about your game,
most likely,
most likely you're on the snipe hunt. Like, you should just definitely get out of there, because what's happening is the guy is sort of vaguely interested, but he wants to kind of keep you around long enough to figure out if you're actually legit or not.
Yeah.
But by the time he figures it out,
or watch interest,
yes,
building just to be sure
he
doesn't believe in it.
He doesn't believe in it, but he doesn't want to be the guy that passed on Minecraft, or the guy that passed on. Skylanders or the Neopets. Like, he doesn't want to be the guy that did that. So he wants to keep you around and keep notifying, like, oh, did you do this? Did you not do this?
Yeah. Who's making videos on YouTube about this?
Yeah, who's talking about this guy? I don't know. So that's a tough one too, because those guys, again, none of these guys or people, I should say, because there's guys and girls. There's none of these people that are really bad, but they've got their degrees of interest, and it's hard when you're anxious to make something. Like, we're anxious to make Boss 102. When you're anxious, it's hard to kind of, you want to believe everybody's as interested as you hope. Like, you want to believe that these guys,
and why aren't they seeing the thing I see?
Yeah, and if they give you any smattering of sort of rough interest, you're like, oh, okay, let's run with these guys. So we had a few of those. We had a few people that were like, hey, we want to, we're talking about it. And we're like, oh yeah, sounds interesting, but can we get a budget? And sort of the counter to that is, which I've been using.
Can we get a playable demo?
Yeah, can we get a playable demo? That's the other one. Can we get a vertical slice? Can you get a vertical slice with all the features? Can we get a finished game with every feature, and then we'll decide if we want to do it?
Yeah.
Then we'll decide
after it's a hit?
Yeah, after it's a hit. Yeah. Can you guys contact us after you win the lottery, and then we'll decide if we want to help you guys out?
Then you got everything.
We're ready to
100%
go.
Support from
Once
us.
we know you have the money, then we'll give you money.
Yes.
Like, okay, cool. So we had a lot of that, and a lot of this week was sort of doing the counter, which is the counter to that question, which is, can I get you a budget or a playable demo, is to say, if I sent you in the next email a budget, a plan, employee breakdown, a schedule, and a playable demo, are you telling me you'd be interested in this game? Because if you are, then I'll get you all that stuff. But if you're just telling me you're saying all that because you just want to keep this going a little longer, I'll keep you on the list. I'll keep you interested, but
lucky you.
Yeah, but it's tough, because you want, a lot of times you end up tailor making stuff for somebody because they're suggesting to you.
Yeah.
If this game had more barbarians with swords, we'd be way interested. He's like, okay, so you're telling me if I sent you a demo tomorrow
I did that yesterday.
Yeah. If I sent you a demo with 300 more swords, would you be interested in publishing it?
All right, we got to do 300 more swords.
Yeah, and if they say no, most of the time you're like, well, that Croatian guy isn't going to be in town for another couple of weeks.
Gotta wait to ask him.
We gotta ask him, and it's going to be a little bit.
It's his birthday.
Yeah, his family's having birthdays every day this week, so they're out. He's out for like a while.
2 days of celebration each.
Yeah, and then there's a holiday, a Croatian holiday happening in January, so he's going to be out then.
Can't do it then.
Can't do it then. Sorry. So yeah, that's kind of there's a little bit of back and forth verbal sparring where you sort of end up going, are you guys actually interested, or are you just saying you're interested? And we found a few people that are, we found some people that are, but a lot of them are just being polite. And I again, I've been that polite guy. Like, so it's, I kind of sense it. Like this is, like I said to you before, this is about 30 years in games. So I definitely can sense.
You've been there before.
And I've been that guy before. I've been sending those letters to people like, yeah, we're interested, but we'll get to you like later. So that's it. Boss 102.
Never.
Never was what I meant to say. Never.
Oops.
I said
damn
maybe.
autocorrect.
I said maybe, but I meant to say never. Got autocorrected to let's talk later. Like,
got a publisher algorithm that autocorrects for me.
Yeah, I translate.
When I say never, it fixes it for me.
It fixes it and puts it in
want to keep these guys on the hook.
In
just
hook
dangling.
speak. Like
yes.
Bait speak.
Yeah.
Send out that baity email. Yeah, and that's kind of what it is. So we contacted about 20 or 30 mini or medium-sized publishers.
Indie-friendly publishers.
Some of them got back, some of them didn't.
Weren't very friendly.
Not very friendly. Some of them were friendly, some of them weren't, but most of them were. The ones we heard back from, there wasn't a lot of immediate interest in Boss 101. And most of the answers were this: hey, if Boss 101 is a gigantic hit, we'd be glad to make Boss 102. They don't. We also asked for help for Boss 101, like with marketing and stuff like that. Just maybe like somebody, because I think that's one of the problems that we had, was that nobody knows about it. Probably people listen to this thing, it's their first time they've even what the hell Boss 101 is. Like,
welcome to Boss 101.
Boss 101 podcast.
Yeah.
Well, that's a classic indie problem, right? Or it could be a movie problem or book problem or anything. Like, if people don't know about it, it's hard to. You're hoping for like word of mouth, but that could take a very long time.
Yes.
Extremely long time.
After the fact.
Yes.
Even.
Yes, it could be like,
why didn't this game do so well?
Yeah, I don't want to be J.R.R. Tolkien, like where I'm dead, and they're making like they're making 20 movies and billions of dollars off my stuff.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Boss 101 by Peter Jackson Jr.
That guy was probably so rich.
James Cameron Jr. He
had a great property on his hands.
Boss 101 He's going back for 9 movies, $10 billion each. Like, it's.
What a visionary.
God, that guy was ahead of his time back in 2010, 15. Like, what a genius. Like, so.
2048.
Yeah, 2048, I'll be like up there at 80 years old or so. Like, oh yeah! Like, wheel Donnelly out for his.
Oh my hip!
Love it. But that's the thing, is that you want to time that success so you can make another one. That's the goal.
That's the thing, is you want to make more of these things.
Yes, we want to make more.
You want to keep going
in the Boss 101 universe. We love it. It's a great universe. It's super fun to work in.
I want a 102.
I do want a 102. We got plans for 102.
Yeah.
Maybe multiplayer. That's on the list.
Yeah.
Unlimited the levels.
It's kind of a perfect game for multiplayer, I think.
Yeah. Oh god. We want to have some other stuff that Joshua's been talking about, is the levels to have above and below ground, effectively. Like, bosses that go digging, you can
follow them down there.
You can follow them into the ground, like in bore and fly through the ground. And water. Same thing, they could dive under the water and you could fly into the water after them, or space or whatever. So it'd be so much more fun. Like, that
sounds good to me.
Yeah, super exciting stuff. We got everything planned out, or at least the framework planned out. Now it's a matter of just Boss 101 has to
magically generating a vertical slice for.
Oh God. Well, hopefully we aren't going to have to. All I'm talking about right now, most of this, talking to these publishers, is just sort of a safety net that we're trying to get out there while we're working on Boss 101 and trying to ensure that sells more. It's been out about a month now, a little over a month, and while it didn't sell near what we hoped, the positive feedback has been great. So now it's sort of like, okay, cool. Well, let's just. What can we do to build on that? What can we? We're still doing updates, still doing fixes, and we're still working on the game. So we haven't abandoned it. It's not just like disappeared. It's like there's weekly 3 times a week updates.
You're cultivating it. Your shop is still open for business.
Still open for business. Still got the fresh flowers in the vases. Like, it's awesome.
Watering it every day.
Every day. Open the windows and welcome people in.
Get even some sunlight.
Only a few people. Hey, come on in. Yeah. Here
you go. Where's Boss 101?
You have to sit down. You want?
Nope. Here's the controller.
Here you go. Well, stuff like this. Podcasts and streaming it. Also, and showing it to people. We do get, like, it's funny, we get some reviews, some reviewers. I don't know if you saw it, but there was another review just showed up out of nowhere. I was like, where did this guy come from? Never even mentioned it to us, just reviewed the game, and it was super positive. It was a very, very nice review, and he kind of hit the points of what we wanted to do in Boss 101. He's like, oh, this is all great. I love everything. And, you guys
He understood it.
He understood it. So, and that's the person we're looking for at a publisher, or that's the person we're hoping for with maybe a person with a channel or podcast, or even this. Maybe somebody now is listening to this and they'll say, oh yeah, maybe I'll check this thing out. But yeah, I no regrets whatsoever. But man, it's the battle. The battle just begun. Like when we shipped, that was the beginning of the battle. Like so now it's like, okay, let's just bunker down and get this thing done. But ration Omek, our ammunition. We're splitting. It's like Bugs Bunny. We're like splitting a pea in two. Yeah, it's like a little tiny. We may even split it in three.
Yes.
So
you get a lot of mileage out of those peas.
A lot of mileage. But yeah, that's been the week. So a lot of that publisher talk. Prepping for a possible console release, and then also, just sort of working on the game itself.
I think console will.
I hope so. I hope we have some announcement about that. That's sort of a big thing. We really.
That's a good couch game. Sit down, play it on the couch.
We feel like it. We played it on our
or whatever.
Yeah, we played it on our big screen TV. It looks much better for some. I mean, just because it's huge too. But we played it on. We played it on like a giant 55-inch TV when we were practicing, and that's how we used to practice ourselves. Like we would just load it up and go, oh, man, this looks really good. Like the game just runs great. It's very optimized, but. Yeah, ideally it'd be great on something,
Yeah. Well, fun things are generally better in a fun setting.
Exactly. It didn't. Well, I mean, I think we've mentioned it to you before. Like when the game came out, almost all of our sales came while we were on the Steam front page. Almost everything, like nearly every single 99% of the sales we got happened in that first 2 hours, because we were on the Steam front page for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And as soon as we fell off of it, you can almost a 1-to-1 ratio of how much the sales dropped. Like it was get off the it felt like they went from hey, we're selling hundreds of copies to hey, we're selling nothing. Effectively. Like, and there was
so many games coming on Steam now.
So many games,
especially since they got rid of that extra buffer that Greenlight had. Was now you don't even have to cheat the system.
Yes,
you just give them $100.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. The Steam releases roughly 17 games a day.
Oh my god!
So almost one game an hour. Almost a game an hour. Just to put that in perspective.
Look at all the games, everybody.
Yeah, look at all the games.
So much games for everyone.
We're gonna get tired of gaming.
all of them are good.
We're gonna be gaming so hard, you're gonna be tired of gaming. Like it's so.
Take a bed and lay down.
Yeah, lay down. It's too much. So yeah, a game an hour on Steam.
That'll make you hate video games real fast.
Yeah, it's like I wonder what the release rate is on the App Store or something like that. It has to be close to that. But no, it's got to be more than that.
It's got to be. Yeah, I would bet 10 times.
Yeah, I would say there's probably 50 to 100 games a day on an App Store.
Yeah,
at least.
I'm curious.
It's got to be ridiculous.
Yeah, I want to see how that lines up with because you can look up the Steam stuff was supposed to be like
they
counter answer.
It got crazy.
That, right?
It got crazy.
Yeah,
you could look up like how many games are released a year or this year on the App Store, like, and then just take that and divide it by 365, and you'll get your daily releases.
It's math.
It's crazy, but it's definitely quite a few. Like the App Store is nutty. But what's funny is that I guess there's a lot of games that don't do very well on there. Yeah, I mean the alternate thing, we talked about this just a little earlier, was doing a kind of a Boss 101 universe smaller game.
Yeah, you'd already been doing that. You have like three games, 4 games now, but 3 before this.
Yeah, 3 before this in the Boss 101 universe, and we could do another one easily. Like it wouldn't be that hard. Like it would be pretty easy to do one. But yeah, that's a possibility too. Is to do a
July 2017 alone is 2,338.
Oh god! Oh my god!
It's 783 games.
Okay.
In July.
Gotcha.
Apps are 2,303.
Sure.
But almost 800 games per month.
You're right. It's almost,
and it's gone up. This is showing me like a month breakdown of the year. Like July 2016 was 631 games. 17 is 783. It's going up exponentially.
It's going up. Yeah, it's ridiculous. If you look back 4 years, it was much more reasonable to release a game on Steam then. Like had Savage.
That's the App Store. Those numbers are the App Store.
But even like Steam's the same way. Had it been 4 years ago on Steam, and I think there was a video. Jim Sterling actually did a video about this because he talks about the gating on that Steam store all the time. But one of his comments was, like 4 or 5 years ago, it was a big deal. You get released on Steam. It was you made it. Like, you'd effectively made it.
Yeah,
now
that's what my friend Matt did.
Yes,
too. He Wanderlust Rebirth.
Yes, that came out of
yeah.
a while ago.
They did that. I think they got that through before. Well, they had one before that too that went on Steam, and that was before Greenlight even, and that was when it was like really, really, really hard.
Yeah,
it was like you had to have a fully realized world to present to people for them to even consider your presence.
Yeah,
on the
now
catalog.
No, it's just Wild West on there, and you just get buried.
And then I did the Greenlight thing, and that took like 6 or 8 months or something. It
took a while.
It was. I did it. Launched it the same month as the Kickstarter, which was smart of me because I didn't have a video game yet.
Yep.
But I figured I would.
It worked out. You got the Kickstarter going.
Yes, everything's fine. Everything's good. But obviously, it's just taking me a little longer. But
you're right.
a lot longer. But yeah, I did it that same year, 2014, February. And then the Greenlight just went on and on and on.
Right. Did get
I think it did that same year.
Yeah,
it was like
I think you're right. It did
October or something. So it was a while. It took a while, and it was at the point too where it was like, I don't know if this is going to happen on Steam Greenlight.
Oh my God!
And you already had to give them the $100.
Yeah, you did. That was that Greenlight system was weird. It didn't make a lot of sense.
Well, a lot of people gamed it. You know, they were like, oh, a free key for anyone who gives us a upvote. I don't know how they kept track of that. But
well, that's how you got greenlit. It was a ratio of votes.
You had to go underground
and
be like, hey everybody, I'll give
you a key, vote for me.
Give you a free doohickey if you give me a yes.
Yeah, I don't think Steam announced it, but I think somebody figured out that it's not about. It is eventually about yes votes total. However, if you get like, let's say you got 500 yes votes in a second, they greenlight you automatically because they consider that. They look.
Yeah, there was a scale that.
Yeah, they consider that trajectory. They'd say,
right,
okay, he's really popular. This is
how is he trending? Yeah.
Yes, if it's
they don't know if you're going to get 2 yes votes tomorrow.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. Today you got 500 in a minute. You're considered greenlit.
And what people would do too is the yes vote for a key.
Yes,
but also include and we have Steam trading cards and emotes and all these things you can sell.
Yes,
after you get the game. So people would give it a yes vote, get a key, just let the game run on their computer and get cards.
And then they sell those.
Yeah, and then they sell those so they get a discount on Assassin's Creed 50.
Yep. That's true. You could do that. People were making a lot of it. Did you know the whole
it became a whole other
trading card thing became
industry
shovelware. So I heard this. Now, I don't know, did you know about the whole companies just making games like you're saying? What their exact scam was, like how they worked it? They would publish a game, an asset flip or whatever, just Uncle Scrotum's
helicopter.
Yeah, Uncle Scrotum's helicopter bang.
Fart.
Yeah, helicopter fart bang.
Yeah.
So they'd release it. They'd put a bunch of cards in it, trading cards.
Yeah.
And they would then go to Steam. The game would publish. Nobody buys it, but the company requests 10 or 100,000 Steam keys. Okay. Then they let the game run idle on a bunch of batch. I believe this is what they're doing. They let the game run idle on
a bunch of socket kicks, puppet, whatever.
Let the thing
Muppet
run.
accounts.
Yes, let it run idle. Collect a bunch of cards, 100,000 cards.
Oh my god.
Sell the cards. Yeah. Now, mind you, the asset flip game costs, let's just say, $500. They sell those cards, even if it's a penny or a few 5 cents, and they effectively make $10,000 or $20,000. So in other words, they invest a small amount of money.
But you can't get money from selling cards, though.
You can.
Doesn't it go into just your Steam wallet? And
I don't know.
It can only be used on Steam.
Maybe, but they're basically using it to make Steam money.
Yeah.
They're going. Hey, I don't know if it's Steam money.
Well, I know that you can also
still though $20,000 is
well, then I know that. But then what you could do is buy keys of other games,
and then sell
them for real money.
Yes.
I think.
But that's the point.
It was dark.
It was a long con, man. It was a long con. So
scum and villainy.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if I have all the details exactly right, but it's something to that effect. Guys would just make these really quick games. They know it wasn't going to sell. They didn't care if it sold.
Well, I wound up on deep dark corners of the internet where it was like, I saw people selling Savage keys, on like a forum or something. I was like, okay.
Oh my god!
And they got it probably from the Groupies bundle.
Oh my god!
Which is the only way you would have been able to get that then, because it's not for sale now.
Right. Oh my god!
But it's you and then if they're doing that with Savage, imagine what they're doing with
well,
Assassin's Creed and stuff.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
That, and Shadow
Absolutely.
of War and like all that crap.
There's a lot of those guys.
Somehow, yes, probably you're probably right. Using conversion to get Steam money, which is like Monopoly money.
Yep.
It's like, and then getting real world money by selling keys or something.
Oh yeah, and they did they just
there's a way.
There's a way, and these guys figured it out, and they had this.
Somebody
again,
ought to write a book.
Yeah, there's probably, you could go on some subreddit or something, and they probably explain it far better than I did. But yeah,
Yes.
there's a lot of ways to make money, and these guys figured out all these different ways. They figured out all these different ways to like work the system.
Yeah.
And they did it with minimal effort on their parts and maximum return. So they were putting forth like just barely any effort. $100 for Steam to get on the Steam, greenlighted or whatever it was at the time, and then saying, okay, cool, just give me 100,000 keys, Steam, free. We're requesting 100,000 keys. That Steam has also cut down on that. I don't think you can request gobs of keys anymore without them kind of setting them a flag. Like you couldn't just say, oh, I want 300,000 copies of Savage. I want.
And I was surprised because I've requested like things for press, like groups of keys for press and stuff, just so I have them handy.
Yeah.
And some of those took a while too. Like and requesting keys for the Groupies batch, I had to request a lot of those, and I think that took like a week or so. So it takes a while.
Yeah, I got I had to request some for Humble. That was my biggest group most of them are I requested like batches of less than 100. So I just say.
I wonder if any of this we're breaking NDA by.
Okay,
we'll find out later.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it makes sense. So I mean, you guys know this. Anybody listening? So what happens is when you make a game on Steam,
not secret.
Yeah, you have access to Steamworks, which is kind of the background stuff, and a lot of people don't talk about their financial stuff. But what you probably have guessed, and what you may already know, is any developer can request keys for their own game. Effectively,
it just
copies.
makes sense,
right? So what you do is you can request and you can put a label on those keys. You flag it to Steam and you say, "What are you using these keys for?" And Steam
this
has
is for press. This is for.
And they've got their little drop-down menus. And I believe those drop-down menus, I'm not sure, I believe those are what flag the caching in of the key. So if somebody, let's say, caches in a pre-release key and you flagged it as pre-release or early beta, that is what, if the person does a review, it will give that tag on it. So you could say, give me a release copy of the game free. Now that would be something, the game's already been out and you just want a free copy of the game or just a key, and that's one of the, I think that is one of the options on this thing. There is others that are pre-release, review, demo, beta, and I believe all those names or variations of those names show up under a review if a person leaves a review. Because if you know, some guys they'll
say like beta key,
they'll say early access or pre-release. I have reviews that are pre-release, and I mean obviously I never had any early access or anything, but guys got early keys and their copy says pre-release because I handed them keys before the thing. And even though they did the review after the game came out, their thing still said pre-release.
Yeah, they activated the key and it carries
with
flagged,
that information. That bit of information. That bit of information comes with it. So yeah, your key is locked into whatever you flag it as, which is fine. It's the same thing with early access. Once you get an early access review, that's it. Like your review will always say early access. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it updates it when the game is released, but anyway. That's the thing. So we've got a lot of that stuff going around. But yeah, you can request keys from Steam.
Lots of keys.
But and they definitely are a little more suspicious now than they used to be. They're not as
good
freewheeling, which they needed to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the Steam behind the scenes peak right there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
Yeah.
It's all for you guys all you guys listening.
Yep.
Okay, now you know the secrets. Now you know the secrets of Steam.
Yep.
It's crazy. There's so much stuff going on. But yeah, that's
it's a circus.
It is a circus back there, man. It's crazy. I was looking at the metrics of games like PUBG, and I was like, I can't. That game. I think of that, and I'm like, they have more people logging off in a second than I've sold.
Than there are on the planet Earth.
Yeah, they have more people logging, like probably in chat, in that game than
just idling.
Yes, there have more people idling loosely in that game than I will probably ever see sales of Boss 101. Like there's a million, well at times there have been a million concurrent users. Not sales of the game, users playing it at the same time.
Right.
A million. That's insane. More than a million actually. It's probably closer to 1.2, maybe 1.5.
I know speaking of that, I know people are making a stink about PUBG being like nominated for Game of the Year or something.
Yes, it's in early access still.
Yes.
Yes, not finished.
Right.
Correct. They've decided it's Game of the Year now.
Yeah.
Unfinished.
But I mean,
it is played by a lot of people.
Yes, as you said, millions of people play it and enjoy it. So it's like,
well, how long was Minecraft in early access?
Is it a fucking game? Yeah.
It's a game. I mean,
yes.
it is a game. There's no questions. I think the stink is that there's a stigma, right, with early access games to some extent, which is a lot of developers, some developers, I shouldn't say a lot, some developers use early access as sort of a crutch to excuse away like very poor development practices, and they get on early access, and that stigma gets put on everything now. Like anytime somebody does a Kickstarter or an early access game, they're like, oh god, these guys aren't even serious, who knows, they're all promising crazy stuff and they're never going to deliver. And I think
and it's like, what is actually selling it? Is it the promise of what is to come based on what's there?
Yes.
Or is it like what's there now? That's exciting. And
that's the problem. Here's
kind of mixed. You don't know.
And the thing is, it's up to the consumer, and it's frustrating for the consumer. I can see why. Like, imagine this, right? Classic situation, PUBG or whatever. They're like, we're gonna come out with this amazing game in a year. Here's all our plans. We're gonna have, let's just say I think they have these, but let's just say they didn't have them.
Like a roadmap or whatever.
Yeah, here's our roadmap. Right now, let's say we don't have Jeeps. But we're gonna have Jeeps next year. It's amazing.
Spaceships are coming, everybody.
Spaceships are on the way, guys. This is gonna be amazing. We're gonna be able to orbital bombard everybody. And so spaceships are on their way. And so they're developing the game, and in the course of development, they decide, hey, this game's fun without the spaceship thing. And they don't put them in. They decide, well, this isn't going to come in. Now, normally what happens, because the internet is widely regarded as one of the calmest reasoning places on humanity, next to Socrates
Still
himself.
waters.
Yeah, still waters. Everybody's very calm. Normally what happens is immediately the pitchforks and knives come out, torches are brought out, and they go to Frankenstein's castle and start burning the place down.
Yes.
So the complaint normally is, well, you promised us orbital bombardment. Why isn't this in here? Your game sucks. Whereas another group says, well, the game's still fun, so what are you complaining about?
I like it right now.
Yeah, right now it's fun.
And I've already played 6 million hours.
Yeah, and millions of people are playing
without
it, so
spaceships.
Why would we add something that would potentially throw the balance so far off when we thought it was a good idea early, but now it's not? Now, and then you can see where the tough thing is, that's where early access gets its bad stigma, because then you're left going, we could put it in, but that's going to make it maybe worse. And the game is really fun right now. At least we think so.
Maybe we should just polish everything that's there.
Right. So half the group is like, leave it everything as it is. Don't fuck with a great thing. And then the
probably
other
more than half.
A lot more than half. It's more like 99%. And then, but there's a very loud 1% that is very, very vocal on the internet that is absolutely willing to trash and burn everything to the floor.
Yeah, somehow they have a tank.
Yeah, they are. They want to go out and destroy everything, because it's like a group of people, and it's not everybody, man. It's a very small percentage.
Yes.
But even I've felt,
and not necessarily wrong either.
No, they're not. Know? They're not wrong, but they're not wrong on a technical level. I think they're wrong on a very basic human level, where they're saying they're kind of forgetting like they live on a planet with other people, and they're sort of going, it has to be exactly the way I want it, the way you promised it to me, or I'm going to throw a big tantrum. And it's like, that isn't really how things get done. Like, you really can't.
That's how you scare somebody away and never touch it again. Yeah,
that's how you get developers to stop listening to the public, because the last thing any developer wants to hear is,
or anybody doing anything.
Anybody.
If somebody comes up and is like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah, I'm going to kill you if you don't do this.
Maybe I should stay away from this.
You promised me this, and I'm going to kill you now.
Maybe I shouldn't talk to these people ever again, and maybe I should stop making video games, and maybe I should just sit nicely and watch Netflix in my house.
You must have had this, like, when you were releasing Savage, or even talking about it, maybe on the Kickstarter, maybe through your comments section somewhere. But we had it when we released Boss 101. The day of release, we were on the, while we were on the Steam front page, we got a lot of traffic from just people. Like, they're just showing up in the store. They're just showing up on the store page, just looking around. What's going on here? And there was like at least 5 or 10 comedians that decided to say, for no reason other than they just decided it was time to make a comment. They're just like making these random comments that had effectively they were trying to what appeared to be almost like tearing things down. They just wanted to make some mean-spirited comment about like, oh, it's a pixel art game. Blah-de-doo. Well, I'm gonna go back and play, you know, Call of Duty, you idiots, you dummies.
Yeah.
And then it's
I hate pixel art games. I'm gonna go play Terraria.
Yeah, I hate pixel art games. I got 700 hours in Terraria. But I'm like, you think like, okay, what is the motivation for that guy to comment on the, especially to go all the way to the discussion board of a Steam store page for one particular game to do that? Like what? When he clicked on Boss 101, he got so angry that he decided, I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go. Even though I saw a pixel art picture on that icon.
Well, and maybe even just out hunting for that shit already. Like, all right, what's out here right now? What do I smell?
Yeah, what can I do?
Water.
I'm just going to, I'm sitting here.
Here's one.
I'm warming up today. You know, I've got my Monster energy drink, and I've got a bag of fries.
For some reason, I keep waking up with shit in my cereal.
I'm angry. Like I'm
keep forgetting to shut the windows. The guy keeps coming in before I wake up.
I'm gonna go
taking a dump in my Rice Krispie treats.
That's it. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go after pixel art guys.
Yeah, I hate them.
I'm gonna get these guys. They're terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get these guys, and we had a few guys that were just these really weird comments that I kept thinking, what is the point of this? Like,
yeah.
What
I have a couple. There's weird ones where. And they go through this like interesting thought process, which is almost like it'd be an interesting thing to do a clinical study or something, where they start out saying like, I just can't take the fact that there are so many pixel art games right now,
right?
And it's such a cop out. Now, don't get me wrong, I really like Nuclear Throne,
right?
Or I really like Terraria,
sure.
And it's a great game. But
awesome,
I'm just so tired of these pixel art when they haven't even played yours yet.
Right. Yes.
It might be another Terraria for them or whatever. And they in their sentence, you know, maybe there isn't even a period yet anywhere. Yeah. They've kind of gone around in a circle.
It's a giant Hemingway sentence. It's like it's like a page worth of sentence, and you're just like, you haven't used one punctuation mark yet,
right?
Like,
and haven't gotten to a point.
No.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's the same.
Punctuationally speaking, or
put anything.
Any speaking.
It's like you can.
Where are we going with this, sir?
take that same sentence and put superhero movies in it.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same.
You would think that they have been ordered to build the pyramids. By themselves, and they're so tired.
They're so tired.
They're so tired.
Yeah, it's like, you have an option. You could just not buy it.
Right.
You don't need to come in here and give us a grand commentary on it.
Right.
Well,
like at some point when I was making Savage, I had the option to either make Savage or to make Horizon Zero Dawn or something, and I decided to make Savage or something. And it's like, I just wish they would dedicate their time to making Dark Souls 5.
Yeah, like, without getting, we talked about this earlier, and I won't get into too much detail because I don't want to. There's no reason to peel the curtain.
For detail.
No reason to peel the curtain back that far, folks. We're just going to give you a little peek.
What's back here? Let's see.
The rest of it cost you.
Nope. We're gonna,
It's a much more expensive show to go into.
Hope you brought some nickels.
But to get. I had a conversation earlier this week with one of those people where I was given some advice about Boss 101, and I was told basically.
Best advice ever.
Best advice ever. Pixel art games aren't the thing anymore. People aren't buying them. Best thing you could do is just really,
as if you were trying to piggyback off of a
like as if I was sort of guessing and misjudging a market as opposed to just doing something I thought I'd have a lot of fun making.
Yeah,
it's more like somebody's going, hey, if you're gonna game the system, you should probably game
let me ask Alexa.
Yeah,
Alexa, what's trending right now?
Yeah, what's a big deal? Pixel art. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, okay, we got some survival elements. Check.
Good. Should be great.
Got some PUBG.
All right, we got it.
That's what we're gonna do.
I'm gonna do this, but
it's making money, so that means we are too.
It's one of those things where I feel like, what?
That's what they were coming from.
That is what they're coming. Well, they're coming from like a
like if they were making a game, that's what they would do. Is they'd go on a checklist and make sure all the things were in there.
I can rarely think of a game that was made on a checklist that a guy's got up at DICE or GDC or even in a postmortem and said, we had a checklist of 15 things that we thought were going to sell.
Yeah, we made a clone.
And this is how we made our million seller.
Now, you can make a clone. Like, Blizzard's a perfect example of this, where it's like, you can tell they made games because they played games that they really, really liked. So, like, I think we can do this a little better, or how we would like it. And we enjoy it so much that we're going to work really hard on it and produce something that's of a high quality.
They went the high quality route. And and Blizzard, like Nintendo.
Like, they're fans of games, so they make games.
And they make games that they really love.
that they want to play, that
Right.
they actually want to spend some time in.
I really rarely feel like Blizzard is just cashing in a check on
Right.
something.
Yeah.
Like, now, I don't love every Blizzard game, but I do feel like the teams there.
Right. I have never
really,
played Overwatch, for example.
I never played Overwatch either.
Right. It looks nice.
Looks amazing.
It's like a nice, pretty game. Yeah.
And the you could tell
People love it.
you don't make those kind of movies, those cinematics.
Right. For
Well-
something that you're trying to cash in on.
No,
That's a
there's
ton of
no
work
reason. It's
to-
so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they're so fantastic too. I love those. I love the effort they put into stuff. Like even Diablo. I thought the new Diablo. I've only played a little bit of that, and I thought it's really good. Like it just has a
Oh, I hate it.
really the new one. Oh no. Oh, you don't.
There are things about it, but
This is the one
this is
with
on a
the-
mechanical level where it's
Okay.
missteps and stuff that are. But you can tell it's by a team. You know?
Sure.
It's not
Now, this
the
is
same.
this is the one that originally
Three.
had the house, the
Auction house.
auction house
For real money.
Yes.
Yeah.
They took that out. Correct.
Yeah, I play. Okay, so here I played Diablo 3 though, like years after it released,
Okay.
because I got like a free thing on Amazon or something.
All right.
I loved Diablo 1 and 2.
Yes, the greatest.
Thought they were
two of
amazing.
the greatest games of all time.
And then 3 was missing a lot of what
Okay.
kind of juiced me about
Sure.
those 1 and 2. I was like,
Oh,
it's
no.
missing. Oh no. What's happening on the screen in front of me?
What's
Nope.
happening, brother?
Yeah, this is bad. Let's say Diablo 1 and 2 didn't exist at all. Like,
Okay.
and I played that. I'd probably be a little more excited about
Okay.
it. I'd be like, because it wasn't everything worked great.
Yes.
In Diablo 3, like it was it was real put together.
Okay.
And you could tell, but yeah, they make games
Sure.
with a high standard of quality, and Diablo 3 is no exception. It's just not what.
It wasn't
what I liked about the 1 and
Right.
2.
See, I it's amazing because there's games like the Diablo games. I've seen Nintendo's another company that does that. Valve is probably the other company that I can think of.
Maybe.
Although I will say since 2008, which is the last
so kind of a while ago.
last Left 4 Dead, was that right? 2008. I may be around
Maybe.
there. Left 4 Dead 2 is what I'm thinking of. I should say.
Yeah.
But since Left 4 Dead 2, I don't think they've released a whole lot.
I don't know. I mean, when was Portal 2? Like Portal was
2
before
was
that.
released. No, Portal 2 was. Oh, Portal 2 was the last one. That was 2010, I think.
Okay, let's see here. Left 4 Dead 2. When were you? 2009 was Left 4 Dead 2.
And then
wow,
2010
really?
was probably
Fuck.
Portal 2. Left 4 Dead 2 was fun.
Left 4 Dead 2. The Left 4 Dead games are really fun. I didn't play them that much though.
Oh, they're so
the little bit I did play though, I was like,
Co-op
this
is-
cool. Okay, 2011 was Portal 2.
Okay. That was the last game they've really released, but the last Half-Life was Half-Life 2. Oh, no, Half-Life 2 episode.
1928.
Half-Life released in vacuum tubes. Rendered entirely in fireflies.
Colored lights.
Colored lights and monarch butterflies.
Yep.
It's like, got them to flying patterns. Like
In jars, we had them.
It's like fireflies in jars. Colored fireflies in jars.
Every once in a while, you'd have to shock one of the inputs to make it go.
Gotta go.
Yep.
So yeah, that is.
Edison, get over here. Half-Life's
We're gonna get Tesla in here in a second. You can't get this thing together. Yeah, that's a while ago, and I don't know. I think Valve is sitting on such a money mountain now with all their games and Steam Store. There's not a lot of impetus to finish those games. I don't think we're gonna see Valve release Half-Life 3. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe next E3, but I doubt it.
Who knows?
Valve doesn't know. They're just like, whatever. Let's just take our time on this.
Yep. No more green light.
Nope.
No more Half-Life.
Nothing.
Nope.
There's not gonna be anything else. So yeah, they're just chugging through, doing what they're doing.
I guess there's a new Portal game though, coming out.
Really?
It's like Portal with bridges, I think.
Bridges.
Yeah, new Portal game. Let's see.
New Portal.
It's like a spin-off.
Oh god.
But like, what the hell is a spin-off of Portal? Isn't it just
Yeah.
Portal 3 then?
Portal.
Portal.
The thing that made Portal so awesome was the writing. I mean, the idea.
GLaDOS was
GLaDOS.
the
yeah.
AI.
And just it was Old Man Murray. Did you ever go to Old Man Murray, the site? The guys that
Excuse me.
wrote Old Man Murray, I think one of them, Chet, I want to say.
The new Portal game is a bridge constructor spin-off, says Engadget.
Okay, is that good? Bridge.
Do you like
Bridge
bridges?
constructor?
Do you like bridges?
Yeah.
Do you like bridges and portals?
Is it like a relationship bridge, or is it a bridge like a truck driver?
Yeah, not like a metaphor. Yeah, it's a real bridge. Like
Okay.
you drive. Yeah, and there's even a picture with a truck and a bridge.
Oh, there's a truck. Of course, there's a truck. Why
Yeah,
wouldn't there
look
be?
at
Let's
the
see here.
Truck and a bridge.
Oh dear.
Right there.
Okay, people are excited about a truck bridge, I guess.
Yeah, according to Engadget, fans have been waiting with little hope for a third entry in their beloved Portal franchise as well as Half-Life.
Snag it for desktop or mobile on December 20th. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh,
okay,
no.
that's never mind.
I don't want to play that.
Not interested in that at all.
Nope.
Like it's just because they're just putting Portal on anything now. They don't even care.
Portal Subway sandwiches.
The Portal, yeah. Gotta make Portal.
Yep.
Portal everything. Portal
Yep.
lamps.
Portal toilet paper.
Portal every. We got all this ready for you.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Not,
Me neither. I saw a tweet.
okay.
Is what I saw. It was on the Twitter, and I
Well-
saw it, and it was like Bridges and Portal. Okay.
Yeah, and the good news is that thankfully that game will get all the attention it deserves, which means every single site will write about it for like 10 weeks.
Yes.
And then every other game that gets
then-
released anywhere around it won't even get
And then
announced.
they'll complain about no new games.
Yeah, everybody's like, yeah, well, that'll be part of it. They'll be like, in the grand dearth of, 17 releases a day on
Quite
Steam,
girthy.
with, all these guys trying to make a living on it, we're going to just talk endlessly about Portal on mobile and how terrible it is that Valve is
And how it
going to
has
mobile.
loot boxes.
Yeah, create and loot box. Let's, what would be cool?
Probably won't. It maybe will. I don't. Who knows? I don't know anything about this.
I don't know if you've heard about this, because I don't think it's getting much attention. It'd be cool if every single YouTuber and reviewer could talk about loot crates on EA for just a few more minutes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know, because we haven't heard anything about it.
I don't know what you said now.
Yeah,
anything
it's
about it,
completely
and I
foreign
don't know.
language.
I don't know microtransactions.
Yeah,
I don't know who EA is.
you might have to do a little research. You might have to type in
Yeah.
Google like loot crates,
Yeah.
and then you might be inundated.
Let's see what
with-
happens when you just type in loot crates.
Yeah, my guess is it would probably be a wall of EA complaints.
You know there are loot crates in Savage.
Oh, really? I was
Yeah,
gonna put some in.
they're like they're boxes, but chests you might say.
Yeah, you don't have to
with
pay
loot
for
in them.
but you don't have to
There's
pay for
treasure. No, but you have to find an iron key in the video game.
Oh dear.
And go unlock
Yeah,
the treasure
there you
chest,
go.
and then
Sounds
there
difficult.
might be a sword in it,
do
and
we
that's
got for loot crates?
or it's a treasure chest, I guess.
Oh, loot crate's an actual place too.
It is.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the nerd thing,
Yes.
the thing catered directly
unboxing.
for us.
Yep.
Where you get random stuff that you don't know about. You don't know what's in it.
Amazing, and you pay for it too. Which
Yes,
is
you
crazy.
pay for it, and it's gambling.
Yes.
100% gambling.
So wait, this is now we're talking about Loot Crate the company.
Now we are.
Yeah, yeah. Loot Crate the company. Let me get this right, because I've seen people do videos of it. Like, I'm gonna open up my Loot Crate.
So our annual or
Right.
bi-weekly loot crate unboxing.
Right. And why is it important that I see somebody opening a random box of anything? Apparently it is.
Why is that celebrated?
Yes.
And then when you go into a virtual place,
It isn't.
it's
No.
murder.
It's, you're a fiend in there.
Yeah, you are.
Now, if I pay $24 a month to Loot Crate and get a T-shirt, that's okay.
And you won't know what's on the t-shirt.
No.
You don't even know if there is a t-shirt.
No. Maybe there's a box of crayons in there or a rock. It doesn't matter.
Right.
But I'm happy about it.
And it'll have Boba Fett on it.
Yes.
On the rock.
Maybe.
You don't know. Yeah.
Could be anything.
Could be Ninja Turtles. It could be
Could be anything.
Mr. Clean.
Could be a dirty diaper.
Dirty. Oh man, yeah. But it's
the bonus.
Yeah, the theme is
Theme is
sad parent.
unwashed things.
yeah, unclean.
Okay, you've opened a can.
Nope.
You've opened a can of worms right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the
I never thought about that before. The loot crate, the physical loot crate, and then
Yeah.
the loot crates that everyone's mad at.
I guess the argument is it's a physical item, but still it's something random that you're paying money to. You're gambling effectively. You're saying I want a good thing, but I'm willing to pay a small amount on the chance I'll get a good thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's gambling though. There's this whole debate right now that it's gambling. But you're not losing money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. If you're not losing, you're saying like in the games, if you're
Yeah. In a video game like Assassin's Creed, you
Gotcha.
you pay 1,100 shekels or whatever,
that's not gambling.
whatever the thing. But you paid for the shekels with real money.
okay,
You paid for real money to get
yeah,
assassin coins,
right.
and then you spend the assassin coins on a treasure chest in the game, a loot crate,
Yes.
and then the loot crate opens.
Yep.
And you get like a bow and arrow thing, and you get a shield, and you get a costume, maybe. And all those are varying degrees of good,
Yeah.
leveling from like
That's
normal to whoa, epic,
Yes,
rare.
Right.
It's like you still got a thing,
Well,
and you knew what was coming.
Yeah, I think
You know that it's like magic cards where you open a magic card. I've seen magic cards used as an example too. I think it's a pretty good example. Where but again, there's the physical thing. It's like, okay, well, why does it matter? I mean, you're paying for a thing that you know what's coming.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I think you're right. I think there's just the establishing
But
moment.
it's like poor us, poor people
us.
that don't know, and we're just throwing money randomly at this thing. We don't know what's happening. I'm a victim. I'm a victim in my video game.
I'm a victim.
Yeah.
I got my thing. You
Poor
know,
me.
I feel like, yeah, people. There are people though, and I'm not making an argument for or against loot crates as much as I'm saying.
Yeah.
I play, as you know.
I don't like them personally. I mean,
Yeah,
let's get that straight. I think they're stupid and annoying.
I agree. I think that there's a problem there, but I think that one of my great game secrets.
Sharing secrets.
Yes, my great
Boss
game
101
secrets. This is
secrets.
a big one. Is I play a lot of Clash of Clans, like ridiculous amounts. I'm almost 5
Okay,
years.
hey, everybody, thank you for coming.
Thank
It was
you on the 12 days of Indy. We're
Thank
done.
you so much.
So
We'll
I play
see you next. Okay, Clash of Clans.
a lot
Yeah.
of Clash of Clans, and I've just been not paying any money and doing. I'm the freeloader on there,
Yeah.
so I'm the worst customer they
Right.
have.
You're
like
you're
I
the
pay-
bum.
I'm a bum. I wish we had less of these clowns. Like,
There's this Tim hanging out in front of 7-Eleven.
and every now and then they have to pay me a little bit just because I'm there.
Somebody throws away half a sandwich. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
I eat it.
lucky day.
So there are guys on there that I believe spend upwards of $3,000 to $4,000 a month on
Yep.
Clash of Clans.
What do they call them? Whales?
Whales.
That's what they. Oh yeah.
And that's the people that everybody
What
they
a
get
flattering.
whales, right? Because they're
Name.
just loaded with money,
Right.
And they, it's same thing happens, I'm sure, with Magic cards or any
Things
other
that are
game.
also illegal to fish for.
Yes, also illegal. to fish for.
Mostly.
Also on the endangered species list,
Yes.
and just as rare. And so these, and hard to find too. They're like
Oh, but
way.
when you do.
they're way deep in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get one of them, man, you're set.
Yep.
So these guys spend that ton of money, and I think people have a double problem with, besides the whole gambling issue or not gambling,
Yeah.
is that these guys come on and they spend they have unlimited funds. Let's just call it unlimited funds, effectively, to buy as many chances as many pulls on that slot machine as they need to get all the best items out of that random machine, which is not really what the machine was designed for, in the sense that a slot machine is designed for that, right? You're trying to get a jackpot on the slot machine, but when you say to somebody,
You're putting in some money to the chance of getting tons of money.
Right.
But
Or-
you are losing money doing that.
Yes.
Most of the time, you're going to lose your money.
but the difference there is it's just you and the machine. When I pulled a slot machine and a plus 20 bow pops out and I'm fighting another guy with a plus 5 bow, I've got an advantage at that point.
Yeah, you got something.
Yeah, I got something.
It wasn't like you got nothing,
Yes.
like a slot machine. Or
yeah, but
whatever.
now this guy, so what happens in Clash of Clans, you buy time effectively. You can't buy, you can effectively buy better weapons, but you buy time.
Well,
building
for the
them.
sake of simplification,
Yes.
like across all these fucking games.
Yeah, we'll just call it time. You're saving time is what you're really doing, and that's what you're paying for. And that's, so I see these guys that spend ungodly amounts of money. I mean, they have to, because
Yes.
I'll join the game and I have a certain amount of attacks I've done, or bases I've attacked, and it's almost 10,000 now.
Yeah.
There's guys that have, let's say, a base that's way more diesel than mine, and he's got like 200 attacks, and I'm like, why would the only reason his base could be better than mine, because I've been building mine continuously since I started, is he
For
paid
50 years.
That's on my base is where you would be if you never spent any money, because I'm going as fast as I
Ever.
can.
And
Like,
you played it.
I play
day
a
one.
lot. Like I played it since it
When
came
did
out
Clash
on
of Clans come out anyway?
Android. Look at when it came out on Android. That's how I've been playing it since day one on Android. I think it's December 2013. I believe.
Release date. I wonder if this is even gonna come
Android
out. 2012 August.
in Android.
That's probably.
Yes, that is when I've been playing it since.
It says Android and iOS, so
Yes.
who knows? Maybe it came out a year later on Android. who knows?
I played it since then. So my base now is
Yes.
how long it took, and I'm almost at the best base you can have.
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
So guys have been playing a day, and they've already got the best base in the game. They had to pay for it.
Right.
Somebody did calculation. I believe it's to upgrade your base to the top base in Clash of Clans. Oh god, it's gotta be more than $3,000. I think it's like $9,000. That's just
Just put a
to
down payment on Real House.
Yeah, but people spend it. Like I think the top guy in I'm sure in every game, like in let's say Assassin's Creed or any game where there's some microtransactions, I guarantee there's guys that Star Citizen, they have guys that have spent $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000. I'm almost certain
They are funding the game.
right. They are funding.
They're the
game.
producers, yeah.
Yeah, and they've got like all these super ships. They've got all these things
That aren't done yet.
not done.
You can't fly them yet.
Tons of things. But they've got
Maybe you can now. Who knows? I don't know how long.
Maybe, but they've spent that money, and is it fair? Who cares? I mean,
well, that's certainly not gambling. The microtransaction.
Yeah, you're just buying.
You're just buying shit.
You're just buying stuff. Yeah. I feel like they need to stop calling it. They need to get away from not that. There's an argument that it is in a sense. When you're paying money, pulling a slot machine, you're gambling. Period. Like there is an argument to be made for that. But I think people are equating it with like, it's like. I don't know if it's maybe because they keep talking about kids. I hear kids come up a lot. Like,
well,
like
that's the thing. Know. That's the convenient thing to hide behind if you really want. I don't understand where this line of like, what do you want from this? I mean, I get that people just want that system, those systems to not be in games anymore. But they're going to such extreme lengths where it's like, let's get the government to fucking make it illegal for a person to
they want the government to have. They want to basically. They're going to start.
Like we're going to go to the top.
Yeah, they're starting with children though. They're going to say the first argument they're going to make is kids can't gamble in casinos, so kids cannot gamble in games. Period. That's the argument that they're definitely making. Now I don't know again if that's right or wrong. I think that they're obviously going to an extreme to say it, but when you see EA, what they've been doing, it is getting a little like. You almost get the feeling they're doing early access and then throwing in some kind of a loot box thing to kind of placate people or something weird. It's a little strange. It's a little.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I fucking hate it.
Yes.
It makes me not want to play, even if a game is like pretty good or whatever on its own. And then they have these systems and I'm like, I don't want to be bothered with that shit. It's amazing playing these games now and then you go back to fucking like Atari or Nintendo or something.
Yeah, the game.
And you have a piece of plastic, you put it in, you hit the power button.
It's done.
Wow, look at that. Immediately.
Everything's there.
You have a thing that you immediately are doing.
Everything is there. And you get like that.
No ads coming up before the game is even loaded.
Yes.
No, FIFA Soccer's out, guys.
Nope.
Go to the Planet Tobor store.
Yeah. Go to the community page. Yeah. Talk to everybody there.
While you're waiting for Savage to update, why don't you head on over to the movie section.
Yeah. Upload your favorite
on your video game console. How about you watch Desperate Housewives while you're waiting for Savage to upload
everything. Yep. So I don't know about it. I don't get it either. You're right. There's a lot of righteous indignation right now. There's a lot, a whole.
It's pretty funny.
It's insane.
It's a good laugh.
It's like, oh my god.
And I get it. I get where it's coming from. 100%. But
people are going.
But the means to combat it are kind of. But it's kind of handling itself. Like EA had like an insane number of not sells.
Yes.
Like their sales did very poorly on Battlefront 2.
Correct.
So it's kind of like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants this.
And their stocks tanked.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah.
They lost like I want to say they lost. Somebody said some ridiculous number. There's no way they lost like $5 billion.
How about we are allowed to spend on shit whatever we want and.
Well, it's like it's a bandwagon thing, right? I mean, when one YouTuber got 500,000 views from talking about how bad Battlefront's loot crates were, it was on. Like you knew the next 3 weeks were going to be every YouTuber with a screaming face is going to come on.
Well, and I understand it too. Like everybody wants to be part of a conversation.
Yeah.
The zeitgeist.
Yes.
And the hype.
Yeah. Well, it's piling on. Like they feel like, okay, we chipped the armor of the Colossus. Now let's just dig in. Like,
and stuff like that is perfectly fine because that informs people.
Yes.
Like I it'd be nice if some of that coverage was directed at like Boss 101, for example.
No, yeah. Well, the good thing I think this happened at the right time because thankfully, while all the talk about loot crates and EA, no games were released whatsoever, and there was no news whatsoever else to report. Because in the last 3 weeks, I don't think any games have been released on Steam. I don't think any news has happened in the world. I think that it's been pretty good that they've Only EA has released a game, and I believe even EA paused release of anything new at that point to allow the conversation to fully filter out. I don't think any news happened anywhere else in gamingdom whatsoever. I don't think there's been any game conferences. I don't think any games have been done. Developers have worked on something new.
Nope.
Well, it's good. It could have come at a better time. I know Christmas is coming up, but I think
thank goodness.
Thank goodness for
EA being a bunch of bastards.
Yeah, God, if they had, it would have been
to talk about.
This Christmas season would have been dead.
We'd have nothing to be angry about.
No,
we'd have nothing to.
Nobody could have told us what to be angry about. Like, oh man, it's weird.
Stuff's important.
It was tough. It was
part
tough.
of a balanced breakfast.
Yes.
You need it.
You
every
gotta
day.
have it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really like I said, it was a very important conversation to have, and it's a good thing that we haven't stopped having it yet, because I think that there's
Not
still
over. Nope.
there's still at least a few more weeks to talk about it.
I'm confused. I need.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't-
Activision joined too. They're like, Activision said, "Hey, don't forget about us. Let's talk about our
World
stuff
War
too."
2.
Yeah.
Loot
There's-
crates.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's do that. And
Yep.
Destiny.
Destiny.
It's like all at once. All at once. Everybody.
Everyone decided to be just the worst people.
Yes. And then they said, it's almost like, now I feel like those companies are saying, how can we sabotage the news for every other company? Why don't we just go full bore and announce all the crappy things we've done at once? Just because that.
And then lie about it, and then come back and say, "Whoops, we lied," and then
Yes.
it's just endless.
Yes. Well, it pulls all the oxygen out of the room for everybody else. Like,
Yeah.
you're right. There is nothing, because of that, a lot of other stuff isn't happening. All these major sites are spending on my my YouTube subscriptions.
Yeah.
It's like every single one, there's like a wall of talking about all.
Yeah. Destiny.
Activision,
World War II.
World War II, blah, blah, blah.
Star
this
Wars.
and that,
EA
this and
is
that.
tanking. EA is bad.
EA back. Oh, EA did it again. EA
Hawaii
did it again,
says
again.
no gambling for anybody.
Yes. EA did it again. EA
Yeah.
did it again. It's like, oh, okay, guys, we get it.
Yep.
Man. It's like, can you guys just sum it all up in one channel that I don't have to watch? Is every channel going to have to be? I can't not watch everybody's. It's like, I really do feel like it's getting to be to the point where people are going to be so sick of it that they're going to go, okay, I don't want to hear about this anymore. Like, you're almost overdoing it now.
Yeah.
I liken it to oversteering, right? You steer the car so much in one direction that you're basically skidding in the other now. You're like,
Yeah.
wheeled it around so far that you're like pointing the wrong way.
Orbited, lapped yourself. You're back at square one.
You're back at the annoying part. Like, you're back being annoying again. Like, it's annoying for loot crates. Now it's annoying talking about loot crates. Like,
Oh God!
you guys can't go on another week about this.
Yeah.
They sure are.
Pay us $5 and you get another Loot Crate video.
Oh my God. So yeah, I there's like a guy I was following. I had to unfollow him just because that's all he was. He's made like 40 videos about the thing, and I'm like, okay, I get this is important, but
I kind of want to ask who it is.
No, I'm not gonna give him time on thing. I'll tell you afterwards.
You tell me later.
It's not hard to find. There's like 100 of these guys. Like, I could be talking about anybody. It doesn't
You
matter.
step on him on accident.
Yeah, it's like,
wow,
Jesus.
what's this? Oh, it's a Loot Crate guy.
It's like a loot crate guy.
Oh, no.
I just had to unsubscribe. There's a few guys I've unsubscribed to just because it's like, I don't mind, but I feel like, certainly, a little bit of frustration on my part just because, yeah, I wish that there was coverage going to indie games. Specifically, I would love to see more, of course, Boss 101 stuff, but at the same time, it's like, good God, man. Like, really?
Yeah.
These are the same guys complaining about there's not enough new stuff under the sun that they want to go on about, like,
Hey, here's the new thing. Nope, not that.
nope. I
Don't want
talk
that.
about
Let's
this.
talk about Loot Crates again.
Yeah, let's talk about Loot Crate. Let's talk about how bad everybody is. Like, I think there's a thing too, and
I get it. It's addictive to get. Sometimes it just feels fucking good.
It feels
especially
good.
when you hate Loot Crates. Like I said, I hate them, and I hate microtransactions. I think they're kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of my. That's where the rage peaks. Is it's like that's annoying.
Yes.
I don't really want it. It's annoying. Maybe there's something else here to enjoy, and I can ignore it at least, or I just won't play it. But I get it that it feels good to be engaged in a.
Well, it's easier
it's
to
the mob thing. It's like, let's tear this fucking thing apart.
Well, that's how
It's gonna feel great. Okay, I feel better now.
It's exactly politics. It's exactly movie criticism.
Yes,
it's book
all that stuff.
It's literally it's much easier and in some cases much funnier to make fun of something than it is to creatively look at something and sort of analyze it and go, hey, why is this good or bad? Like, let's just talk about it in a reasonable manner, as opposed to just let's just rant for like, let me just put on a funny hat, a banana in my hand, and scream into the mic for an hour about something. And it's like, that's
a good idea.
Yeah, which one will get more views? Clearly, the guy that's like going like a maniac.
Big giant head. Next one is a banana ranting.
Banana rant.
Yeah.
We'll have cowboy hats on, and we'll dress like the Primus video.
Angry banana video.
Yeah, it's like Winona's got a
Brown beaver.
You see the video?
Yes.
Yes. You know how they're dressed all funny? That's what we should dress like.
Okay, Primus.
Primus. Look up Primus, everybody.
You're gonna make a Primus video.
But that's what gets attention, right? The more you scream and yell, the better. It's just like shock jocks and the 2000s or even before that. Like everybody just knows, like,
yeah, there's an appealing nature to that stuff. It's like, obviously, or no one would be listening.
Well, yeah, but it taps into that frustration vein that everybody has, where you see ridiculous things and you kind of want to scream, and then you go, you find a guy that does it, and you're like, oh, I love this guy. He's brilliant. He's tapping into my inner anger. Like he's just like me, but
visionary.
He's a visionary anger man.
I look how far he can see.
Yeah, it's like, I really, like I said, I've been that guy. I've definitely had my rants, and I'm sure we're ranting.
We're having one right now.
We're having one right now.
We're ranting about ranting
right now. Holy crap!
The joke's on you.
Wow, this is meta. It's like we're really stepping outside the fourth wall here. Like we're in the fifth wall.
I hate when people do this.
We're in the dimension of dimensions.
Duh.
So yeah, it's just like, man, I would love to see more. Like, I don't know. For me, review wise and certainly commentary wise, just more looks at new things. Like, I do feel like the game industry and even social media to some extent is heading for this kind of a crash in some ways, because the crash being,
well, they're just gonna get tired of it.
Yeah, they're just getting tired of it. Like, there's so many just bad. Everything.
People are gonna go into the woods and build a cabin.
Yes,
and just live off the land for a little bit.
Everybody is so look at me. Yeah, there's too many look at me's now, and there's not enough like, hey, look at what other people are doing. Like, there's a lot. Almost all social media.
Now there are a lot of people doing exactly that, though.
Yes,
a lot of people,
but they don't get a lot of attention.
No,
they get very little attention because they're not screaming, "Look at me." The look at me's,
and they don't have like good butts and boobs or whatever.
Well, that's true too.
Those get some good.
Well, and that's the
views.
Yeah, they're like, oh, look at me, I've got, I'm a, whether a buff dude or a pretty woman, and I'm getting, and that's not, again, that's generalizing, but you do see a lot of these kind of like wacky people, guys with baseball caps on sideways, jumping around on a trampoline screaming at something, and it's like, really? What is your claim to fame again, other than you what is it, you're gonna eat a protein shake while swinging on a trampoline? What the fuck are you doing, dude?
Like, he gets hurt.
Yeah, he gets hurt. Oh, God!
60 million views!
Oh, man, I fell on my ass. Oh, here's my small pug dog. Of course, they all got one of those weird-ass little dogs. And,
can't breathe good.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I gotta have a weird dog, and I gotta, let me light something on fire. It's like...
I'd watch that.
Yeah, it's like...
Probably did already.
Probably is right now. You can type in, like, guy on fire, and on YouTube.
That's what we need, is a good fire in the background on something. We light it.
It's true.
Not notice and then get scared.
Yeah.
Run out of the room. Yeah.
But it's all fake.
But then it's still recording.
Yeah, we got to get a green screen in here. That's what
we could.
That's the next step.
Green screen.
Oh my God, the next step.
That's right. Fucking did all this.
Could be. No, this is great. We're leaving this as is for now.
This isn't good enough for Tim.
This is like,
so we're gonna.
Well, we're gonna green screen. And
last episode of Big Giant Head, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. The next one will be in space.
Yeah. the cold, dead blackness of space.
Yeah, we'll be just in a green screen room and blackout. We'll have this exactly green screen.
Yeah, maybe good tie dye.
We'll take a photo of this and green screen it in.
And it'll be just floating around.
Yeah, just kind of floating on a box, like just going everywhere. Yes,
that's psychedelic shit in the background, maybe.
Crazy. But yes, we should let's talk a little bit about some of your stuff that's coming up. What do you have plans over before we could time?
Aside from finishing the game, over an hour.
Okay.
So we could.
Do you want to take a break, maybe, or even wrap it up?
Yeah, you know what? This might be a good time to take a break, unless there's anything else we want to.
Let's take a break and then we'll come back.
Okay.
We'll make it wrap this whole.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back. Oh yeah!
Probably.
Oh no!
Oh no! The break time's over.
Now nobody knows what we just did.
To them, it's like time travel.
I love this part. So we got back, and then we just had the greatest lunch.
Could be a week.
Could be a week later.
Later.
We just happened to like prep ourselves to look identical.
Yeah, we're in the same clothes.
Well, that wouldn't be a surprise for you, for me.
It wouldn't be a surprise for me either. Like,
I've been wearing the same clothes.
That's just how he always. He's like a cartoon character.
I always look the same.
Yep.
I will say this though. Recently, I've been shaving a lot more. Like just
okay.
Yeah, just and that's
obviously I have not.
Yeah, that is unusual because doing the indie thing for a very long time, I got used to like kind of always having stubble and never
Yes.
like never shaving whatsoever. I was like, I don't care anymore.
For me, it's like once a week.
Yeah, no, mine was like once.
Sometimes I do like a couple days in a row, but then sometimes I'm like, fuck it. What has it been? 2 weeks? Nah, it's kind of itchy.
Yeah,
Just
I
get it off
got.
me.
I started shaving like much more regularly because I don't know, I like it a lot more. I feel like I just look
It feels
cleaner.
better. It does feel better.
It does feel good.
You
And
feel like a human when you do it. You're
well,
like,
yeah, you feel presentable. Like it's that moment where you feel like if you saw somebody you hadn't seen in a while, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm a little more presentable. Like
Yeah.
I like I always think of it as going on a date. Like if I was go out and meet somebody, I'd want to shave. I'd want to clean up. But I mentioned that to Joshua. Not the same. He wants his beard. He likes his beard.
Joshua's a programmer on
Joshua's
Boss
program,
101.
yeah, and I would love to see him clean shaven.
Yeah, you don't know what his face looks like.
Nope. I do. I have a picture. There's pictures of him.
Okay.
With a clean shaven face. Looks entirely different. 100% different.
Okay.
1,000 times. You
Yeah.
would not recognize. Actually, you would not recognize him at all. Completely surprised.
Who's that? Get out of my house.
There's pictures of little Joshua that he showed me, and he looks so different. Like it's an unimaginable difference. Like a magnitude of
He
order.
sure changed a lot in the last 10 years.
I couldn't tell. Could not recognize him.
Yeah.
Me, I still look the same. Even if you see old pictures of me, my eyebrows give it away.
Yeah, you're what, like 176?
176.
You look good for your age.
Thanks. I've kept it up. Kept myself together.
Yeah.
Go and do push-ups on Mount Sinai.
Every morning.
Every morning.
It's a long way away.
It's a long way, but
Yeah.
boy, do I think it's worth it.
That's what we did on our break.
Yeah.
Hey.
Actually, welcome back.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of tired.
We've actually been doing push-ups.
Oh, it was rough.
It was a really hard day.
Yeah, I'm going to feel that in the morning. What were we talking about?
I think we left it at. Oh, this is going to be interesting because they know exactly where we left it off.
Yes.
And they're waiting for the.
For us, it might as well have been 300 years ago.
They're like, continue on. You had a story. You're halfway done with.
Yeah, I want to hear the end.
I've completely forgotten.
Oh, where'd you go?
I don't know what we. Was it? I don't remember anything we were talking about. Who knows?
Loot boxes was a little big thing we were talking about. Loot boxes.
There's like groups screaming into their mics right now.
Yep.
Going,
Loot boxes.
these dummies and they should have
And what's funny is we could have watched it.
No, not
Before
now.
not
But-
now.
Yeah, we could have.
We could have done that.
It would have been good. Wait, we tested, and there was some screaming right before we went on the break.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about what that was.
I don't know. I remember saying, like, let's take a break.
Yes, let's take
And
a
that's
break.
what I remember.
Oh, that's good. That's right. We were saying let's take a break.
Yep.
Well, we could talk. Well, let's do this. We got at least one more podcast before the end of the year,
Yeah, we're going to do
and
Christmas cast.
Christmas cast we'll probably do soon because I'll be out at the end of the year.
Need to get some Santa hats.
Santa hat. Oh God, I gotta get my
decorations.
Santa hats. Oh my God, I gotta get my Santa hats out. That's true. There's the next couple weeks I'm gonna be wearing Santa hats all day. Yeah. So then, what we are talking about, and this is totally surprise news that we did just talk about while we were eating some lunch.
Figured it all out.
Yeah, figured it all out.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and I mentioned it to, I think briefly to Joshua, but there was talk about, you know, in terms of what's after Boss 101, what's next. Obviously, console release is primary. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is Boss 102, but side project is either a demo or a small release possible. Like the small release would be something related to maybe the Boss 101 universe, or maybe something it's of its own little type. But what we're talking about is a game that is a fairly low time investment, but not necessarily just something fun and fast that we can do.
Well, I mean, and you kind of have that within Boss 101 already.
Yeah, we already got the
Mazard
arcade
and
games.
Tankor.
Yes.
And those are highly polished, sort of one single experience
Yes.
kind of situations.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, if you you know, gussied those up a little bit. And,
Yeah. There's no reason they couldn't.
I mean,
be.
the key is to sustainability, right?
Yeah.
To do things that allow you to eat
Yes.
and to keep the electricity on so that you can make games
yes. If
going
we
forward. So if you, I am totally for the idea of making these little
yeah.
types of experiences, and even if they sell a little, you know, that funding your next bigger, you know, the more interesting thing.
That's all they need to do. I
Yeah.
mean, that at this point, that is what we need to like look to the future and say, what's going to guarantee us, continuation of the company, and also in the right way too, because there's a lot of what I hear a lot of people say is they're just like, we just got to stay around. We got to stay in business. And it's like, well, what do you stay in business to do? Are you going to be making things you want to make, or are you just...
Because why not just not do it then?
Yeah, like if you're just surviving to survive, if you're just surviving to like say, well, we didn't go out of business
You may
today.
as well go work at Pizza Hut or whatever it's done.
Yeah, you might as well go do that because
if you don't care about it, like, and you just want the money and you just want to live.
Yeah, if you're just looking for...
There's a cat out the door.
You're just looking for
all kinds of crazy things.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. Nobody knows behind the scenes.
No end.
No end of the crazies.
Nope.
But yeah, if the key thing for us is work on something that you do feel good about and feel passionate about. Yeah. Because there's no way.
Well, that's the whole reason.
That's why we did this.
That's why we're doing the podcast.
That's why we did this. Yeah. So why we're doing the podcast. Hopefully, I mentioned this to you, that person that commented on like maybe you guys could do a different type of game instead of Boss 101 this week.
Oh yeah, the guy that was like, oh, pixel games.
Yeah, these aren't happening. But
not selling, man. Don't do it.
It's like
you shouldn't have done this for 3 years.
You shouldn't have done this. Yeah. And I feel like if you're not doing something that you're interested in, why are you doing it? Like
there are better ways to,
Yeah, there's better ways to just strictly invest your money and get a rate of return. Like
right. And safer probably too.
Much safer.
Making video games.
Much safer. But the thing is, at the end of the day, I'm so happy we did Boss 101. And there's some people that reviewed it and they loved it so much. And I'm so happy that they played it. I'm so glad that those few people really liked it as much as they did. It makes me feel like, there is an audience out there. Maybe we haven't found it exactly yet, but it is there and it is waiting and it will be discovered at some point.
That's the trick.
Mm-hmm. It will be discovered, and that actually does make me feel really happy about that, to know that there is a group of people that love the game.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Is if you made the game for yourself, you're not original.
Yes,
there are other people with your template, running around out there in the world. If you can find them and say, hey, I like this. You probably might too.
Yep.
We both like the color blue.
Yeah,
we both like pizza. We both like Boss 101.
Exactly. And also, when you do something like that, when you do something you love, that at the very least, when it comes to talking about it and presenting it to people, you have that fire that you're talking about. You got that.
And since you made it, you know everything there is to know about it. And
and you can sell it too. Sell it. When I mean sell it, I should say, you can talk about it without apologies. When somebody's like, oh, what'd you do this for? You're like, well, it's because it was fun. It was because it was cool, because I love this stuff.
Yeah, because I really, really like this thing, and there was another game I played, and I really liked that game, and I wanted to explore this further and make something that I really wanted to play.
Yep.
And there you go.
Yeah. Versus, I made it because I heard these were selling well.
Yeah, I looked at a chart. And
I heard like card Hearthstone type games are selling well, so I'm going to make one of those.
Yeah, I heard loot crates making a lot of money.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make a loot crate game.
Yeah.
But that's not what we want to do. And I feel like that's some message too that it's come up before with us. And I feel like people they need to hear it, but it's true. It's like you gotta do stuff that you love. You can't do stuff that everything you can't do just for money and marketing power. Like you have to do stuff that you care about, because that's the stuff where you get new ideas and new things from. I don't think you get a whole lot of innovation when you just follow the leader and basically say, well, I'm just going to make this because
that already kind of guarantees that you're going to do worse than them.
Yeah, because the best you can do is follow.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm going to make a crappy clone game of this,
right?
Because that's making a lot of money, and maybe charge less for it, so that people will buy this instead of that bigger one. Yeah, my better one.
My only differentiation is price. Like I can just drop the price on, because I don't have the quality they have, so I can, but I can drop the price.
It didn't take me as long.
Yep, and that's it. And you're just gonna do that, and then
you're gonna do worse,
a lot worse. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. I did tons worse. That was great.
I mean, if you want to do that, go for it. I'm not saying I'm not telling anybody what they should do or don't do, but that's kind of my compass.
Yes,
it's your compass.
That's mine. Well, mine is the same way. I feel like you can't just. I mean, I worked in bigger game companies most of my life, and it was. I could see the frustration on a lot of people. There's a lot of people in every game company. Again, this is my own personal experience. I'm not going to speak for every game developer out there, but there were a lot of people at every company that when you go to lunch or at a Christmas party or it's just any kind of meeting after work, they're always like, I'm working on my own game at home. And you're like, oh, really? Are you? And they're like, oh, I can't stand what we do at work, right?
Yeah.
Not can't stand, but just like, I've always wanted to do this one little game about, raising ponies. It's going to be great. And you're like, why don't you just quit and do that? Oh, I can't do that. I'll never do that. That's crazy. That's insane.
Well, and then they never finish. And then
you never finish. It's this perpetual project.
And again, I'm one to talk because I haven't finished my video games.
But you're also working on it full time, which is something that a lot of people don't do. Most people do not work on their dreams full time. They work on them very part time on the weekends. And they sort of pay lip service. It's a thing you can say when you talk about your crummy job somewhere. You can go, well, but I am working on that novel, or I am working on this little movie project on the side, or I have got this idea that one day I'm going to get this thing done. And it's sort of like a defensive mechanism because it
can be, yes.
Yeah, and it allows you to complain a little more about some things because you can kind of fall back and say, well, at least I am trying to do something different. But then when you can confront
it's an interesting word, try.
Yeah, try. I'm going to try.
Really, though?
Are you really trying?
Let's try, yeah.
Yeah, you're trying it all. And then when I was that person for a long time. I had a lot of side projects. I was always working on my big thing from like 2006 to 2014 was, before I started doing this, I should say, was I was always working on an animated movie. Like I was always, so whenever somebody asked me about like, okay, working on games, blah, blah, and I'd say, yeah, but I've got this Flash movie I'm working on.
Yes.
And it's really, it's
the best.
Is it Brian and Stewie? Brian, who was always working on his novel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I was always working on that animated movie. Like that was my big thing. And occasionally I'd, break out Flash or something and I'd work a few frames in here and there and I'd come up with some storyboards or ideas. And then I'd put it away for the weekend and, play some more games.
Do you have any of this?
Yes, I do. I could show you some of it. It's very patchy and it's incredibly.
I was doing the same thing at one point, but I was drawing it by hand,
yeah,
on paper, and it wound up with only like less than 2 minute sequence.
Yeah, I had started on this thing in 2003, and at first it was going to be 2D. It was going to be I'll tell you what it is. I'll explain it to you, and then I could dig up the old art for it. But it was a Journey to the West movie. It was going to be a Monkey King movie,
which is your favorite,
my favorite story of all time.
If you see any of your avatars or anything,
it's always the Monkey King. Yes. Always the Monkey King, and I love the Monkey King so much. In fact, that was going to be my thing. So it was going to be this giant Journey to the West story that I have all planned out. I could tell you right now, it was this entire movie. It was going to be.
And then they made Enslaved.
Yeah, then they made Enslaved, and I was like, okay, wait a minute. And then,
I hate you.
And then, well, the thing is, it's funny because every year for the last 100 years. There is at least 2 to 3 Monkey King projects in because there's enough people. Like
if it's not Dragon Ball, it's some other thing.
Well, it's one of the most popular. Not only is it a popular novel in general, but there's always a play of it. India has their version,
reimagining of it of some kind. Yeah,
they're always, and it's always the same story. It's a dude, a fucking Joker type character with a lot of power. And he's sort of like an irreverent, irresponsible person, gets somehow banished or corralled into doing something because of his goofiness. He's like got to escort somebody. It's a classic escort mission. You've got to escort this priest who's super uptight and who has the only thing that can control him, which is his golden band on his head, right?
Yeah.
And basically the priest has some word that he can say that causes that band to shrink on the head, and it gives him pain. It causes pain in the monkey. So the whole thing is this giant escort mission where this kind of fidgety priest and this really loudmouthed god has to walk across, China to India. That's the story, but there's a million variations of it, right? There's a million variations of this thing, and they meet all sorts of weird people. And of course, the Monkey King's first question when he starts a journey is, "Why can't I just whammy jammy him over the will of my powers?" And the Buddha says, "No, you can't. That's exactly a cheat." He goes, "You're gonna have to walk him there. Like you have to walk on this slow path." And he's like, "Oh God, you gotta be kidding me! It's gonna be terrible."
Need some of that discipline.
He's like, "It's gonna take a long time.
Like, gotta fix you up.
It's gonna take a really long time." It does
straighten you out.
Straighten you out. You could go learn about that stuff. So he does that, but my story was exactly some variation of that. He's gonna meet all these great people, all that fantasy stuff. There was going to be like...
Got a character flaw? Go on a journey.
Yeah, go on a journey and get that character flaw fixed.
Yep.
And he was going to meet dragons and all sorts of these great mystical beasts and stuff and crazy people and crazy armor and superpower. Oh, it's all superpower stuff. It's effectively a superhero story.
It's all fantastic.
There was nobody that wasn't fantastic. The least fantastic person is Mr. Fantastic. And he's still.
Is there really a guy named Mr. Fantastic?
It's the Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four.
Oh no,
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, I mean, he's called Mr. Fantastic. But yes, he's.
I hate him.
Yeah, Reed Richards, Sue Storm. But yeah, that's it. Effectively, it's just about like crazy superhero stuff. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun. I had this whole plan for a movie. Then it was gonna be 3D. Then
it's a logical
Just
evolution.
jump to 3D. Everybody was doing 3D. Why not do 3D?
Yeah, 2D pixel art doesn't sell.
No, it's not going to be good.
What are you doing?
No, let's get out. It was all 2D hand-drawn line art. So
right.
Crazy thing. Switch off to that. And that was my thing for a long time. And then I realized, I go, man, I've been working on this weird little project forever. It's never going to come out. Like, it's never going to come out, like, unless I commit to it. And then I realized I just have this project so that I can say and feel good about doing something other than my job.
Right.
And there clearly was a problem there. Like, if that's the case, why am I at this job? You know, like, why am I... What is this little side project telling me about my life that I'm... What is it fulfilling that my job isn't? And I realized, well, it was just giving me a creative outlet. It was giving me something to pour my energy into, because I'd be at work and I'd just be like, hey, it just wasn't... It was fun, but it wasn't gripping my attention. It wasn't causing me to have passion. Did I ever tell you about Napoleon Hill? He's a kind of an old school famous, I don't know if he's famous, but he wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. That was his big claim to fame.
I don't think so, no.
He talks about following your passion, and one of the things he says, he goes, you've got to get yourself a passion and then let that passion get you. And that's kind of his big deal. He's like, you've got to have enthusiasm for your projects. And he goes, otherwise it just doesn't matter. Like, the enthusiasm is going to carry you through everything. He said, if you're determined and enthusiastic, that is 99% of what gets things done in this world. You know, you're focused, you're like, I will, a definite purpose is what he calls it. I think that's exactly his words. And definite purpose is, I want to make Savage, and I'm going to do it at any cost. And I know what it's going to take, and I'm just willing to pay whatever price. And if some new cost comes up, I'm just going to pay it. It doesn't matter.
Except I didn't know it.
Yeah, that's the secret. Well, that's the secret of all journeys, is that you never know where it's going to go, but you say,
or how long.
Nope. Hey, but you know this, I will take on any challenge, no matter what. And that's the deal.
Keep going. Do it to a finish.
Do it to a finish. And that's what he said. He's like, do it to a finish. You get that thing done. And so he did. And that's kind of what it made me think about.
That's not the same guy, right? The do it to the finish.
Do it to finish is no, Orson Sweat Martin. He's although they wrote at the same time.
Okay.
They were both of the same era.
Yeah.
The other guy that's probably similar to him in our era now, that's still alive, is maybe Tony Robbins is a similar guy. He is of that same group.
Yeah.
Like, he is the same. He's more of a guru type Zasmo guy, but he is definitely in that same group.
He's got that Zasmo.
He's got the Zasmo. He's like out of control Zasmo, but
modern Zasmo.
He's modern Zasmo. Like, those dudes, those old guys were all like old dudes in suits that would be like old grandpas. Tony Robbins is kind of like your excited uncle. Like,
whoa!
He's like, whoa, what's up, everybody? Zasmo! And then they all like, everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? This guy's
just too early for this.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, man, it's like coffee.
Yeah.
But he's the guy too that has that. So I'll tell you, maybe we could. I know we're talking about wrapping this up, but I'm going to tell you a story.
Oh, go!
I want to tell you one story.
Yes.
So, in
take me on a journey.
20 years ago, over 20 years ago, I had seen Tony Robbins on late night talk show. Now this is, I was probably 80 and maybe more, almost 30 years ago.
What was it like?
He was on a infomercial at the time on KTLA in Los Angeles. Super late at night. And he was like, he's doing an interview. And
remember networks?
Yeah, it was all networks, kids. Remember that? So he's doing an interview with some. It's a fake interview, right? Because that's what the infomercials are. It's like they're trying to make it seem like this is a real investigative reporter, but it's not. And he's like, hey, I'm selling my program, and it was called, I think it was like Do It Now or something like that.
Do it now.
Yeah, it was like Do It Now, but it was one of his like,
come on,
the giant within you or Awaken the Giant, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Personal Power, that's what it was. Personal Power was the name of the program.
Real committal language.
He was like, I've got a bunch of CDs that I will sell you, and he goes, I guarantee if you
not VHS, huh?
No. He's like,
cassette,
they did have cassettes at the time, but these were CDs. He's like, we're going to sell you the CD course. He goes, it will change your life. And he goes, if you call this number right now, you can get it, and you will. He goes, I guarantee if you follow the program exactly as outlined, Your entire life will change.
Yes.
In less than a month.
But you have to do it.
You have to do it. And he
Yes.
said specifically you have to do it. So I was like, I'm going to order it.
Follow the instructions.
Yep. I had some money. It was, I believe it was $380. It was
Oh,
very expensive
Yeah.
at the time. Ridiculously expensive. And I thought, I have a little extra money and I need some kind of change in my life because I was working at Mattel at the time and I wasn't super happy. It wasn't that the job was bad. I just wasn't for me. And I thought, okay, I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah, that's right. You used to work at Mattel.
Yes, Mattel's a toy designer, and
Yeah.
this is a long time ago. So I did it, and I ordered his thing, and I remember getting it. I listened to the first CD, and he said, he's like, he's snapping his fingers, like
Yes. Yeah.
the whole time. He's like going
Zasmo.
crazy, Zasmo the whole time. It's 30 minutes. The first lesson is 30 minutes, and he's like, all right, glad you did this. He goes, this is going to change your life. He goes, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this program. He goes, I got a little workbook I included with this program.
That was
you got
nice
a
of him.
little notebook. You got to fill it out. He goes, first thing you got to do is write down 2 dreams that you have or something like that. And then he goes, and come back tomorrow and we're going to talk about that. So he goes, he did his 30-minute spiel and then he said,
Last
okay, a
night
little
I
bit
had
of homework.
sex with Pamela and not that
Yeah,
kind
not
of dream.
that dream.
Nope.
Nope. Just give me your real focus. So he basically said, here's some things and then write down maybe things that are whatever. He had an assignment is one point. And I listened to it and I was like, cool. All right, good. And I thought, okay, cool. I'm just going to do what he said. I'm going to come back tomorrow and listen to it. So next night I was like, I put on my tape. I closed, I was with my roommate. I was like, I'm going to take a break now. And I stopped watching TV and I went into my room to like get out my notebook and stuff. Now I hadn't done the assignment.
Okay.
And this is the important part.
Yes.
Tony Robbins comes on and he goes, all right, everybody, welcome back. Hopefully it's been a day, like I asked. He goes,
Yeah.
And now you've done your assignment, so let's open your book. And he goes, but I'm going to stop you right now. He goes, if you
knew.
haven't, yes.
Ah.
He said, if you haven't done your assignment, turn this tape off right now. He goes, you're not ready for this program. He goes, you're not serious. He goes, I don't want any non-serious people
$380.
$380
Getting
bucks.
dissed.
He's like,
In the-
he goes, I don't care. He goes, don't listen to this. He goes, you're not ready for this program.
Wow.
And I was like, so I turned it off.
All the Zasmo died suddenly.
I died suddenly. I turned that thing off.
Sucked that Zasmo right out of the room.
Sucked the Zasmo out of the room. I turned it off
Uh-huh.
for 12 years.
Oh my God.
I had that thing in a closet. I carried it around with me to different houses, different apartments,
Yeah.
different places. And finally, I believe about 10 or 12 years later,
Uh-huh.
I saw it in the back of the closet. It was just sitting in the dusty corner. I'm like, what is this old ass dumb thing? And I pulled it out and it's the CDs. And I listened to the first one again. I'm like, oh, that's right. I didn't do the assignment back then.
Unfinished business.
And I did the assignment.
You did.
And then I did all of them. And I was like, oh.
And now
Here we are. Years later, I can speak on the top of Money Mountain. No, wait.
Double complete Zasmo.
Double Zasmo, everybody. It worked. No, it did. It was the thing that got me to do.
What was the assignment that you waited 12 years to do?
I'll look at it again. I have to look at the book,
Okay.
but it was something to the effect of basically
Challenge one random person to a fight.
it was something like write down goals that you've had current goals on your list that you want to achieve, and then write down something like what's causing you. He was kind of getting the ball rolling. He's like, write down
Okay.
some dreams you have.
What are your blockages?
Yeah, and then write down what you think the problems are.
Yeah.
Now you ended up going after different goals by the end because he kind of works through. He goes, if these stay the same, cool. But if they didn't, here, let's get to the real goals and write those down by the end.
See how you're really feeling.
Yeah. So the first one was just kind of flush out all the crap, and I didn't even do that. And then I waited 12 years to do it.
Yeah.
And then I burned through all the rest, and it was life changing because it did. And I'm not saying Tony Robbins was life changing. I was life changing on myself. Like it wasn't
Yes.
him. It was.
You had your own Zasmo all
Yes,
along.
I had my own Zasmo all along, and he got that out of me. Like I will give him credit for that, and it was worth the money.
That's
like,
his job.
It was his job.
Yeah.
He got his money's worth. Like
The
I-
magic character that comes by and like gives
Yeah,
you a talisman.
Yeah, he
and then
was
you
Yoda.
do the talisman,
He was
and then you
Yoda.
get a home run.
Oh, man,
even though
he
the
was-
talisman was broken, it was in you the whole time.
It was in you the whole time.
Yeah.
That wasn't that talisman.
And then he disappears.
Yeah,
Off to
that
some
was just
other
a bubblegum wrapper.
Off to yeah.
That doesn't mean anything.
I got that out of a Cracker Jack box.
Yeah, and so he did. He really that one thing changed my life so much. And I after that year, I contacted Joe Madureira about starting Trilunar. I did some character stuff for his characters for Battle Chasers. He got in contact with me
During Trilunar?
before Trilunar.
Before Trilunar.
And then this was after the Tony Robbins thing, before Trilunar. I made some characters of Joe's stuff, and I just made him as awesome as I could.
Yes.
He ended up getting in touch with me, and then I got in touch with him. We talked about making a game company, and we did. And that actually catapulted me out of Interplay at the time, which I thought I was never going to leave because I liked it there. But talking with Joe made me have a desire to do something else, like a desire to do my own thing. Zasmo. And it happened. I mean, it took a long time to get to Boss 101. And I mean, it was another 10 or 15 years to get out of that. But it still was weird. I look back on that moment and I think, again, it wasn't a Tony Robbins thing. It was something clicked inside me that I realized, oh, it's a choice. Nobody is going to just hand it to you. Like, that was probably the biggest lesson. Is like,
that's the tough part.
Oh, I've got to work for this. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
I have to just do it.
Yes. And that's it. That was it. I just realized if you want something to happen, you've got to make it happen. And it takes a while. It takes effort. So.
Yes. You want an audience, you got to do things.
A lot of work. And it was a lot of
provide
work.
quality and value.
Well, that's the proof is when I did the thing for Joe. What was happening was at the time there was a website called joemad.com, and he didn't own it. I believe maybe
like
he
a fan thing.
It's a fan site, and he would visit it though. And there were people doing fan art and stuff. And I remember going to it, and there was a lot of really amazing 2D art. You can imagine there's quite a few good artists that follow him, and quite a few of them are very talented. And they were doing art like, oh, check out my Gully or check out my Calibretto. And I thought, wait, what's different about this? I go, I can do 3D art. Nobody's doing 3D art. I said, well, I'll just do an amazing Calibretto in 3D. And I did. I built this Calibretto from scratch, and I made it as close to a game model as I could. Movie model, really. And I posted it on the site, and he was like, oh my God, this is cool. Like, this is cool. And he got in touch with me because of that. He directly. And I was like, oh man, this is awesome. So we ended up talking, and he was like, I've always wanted to do games. I've always wanted to work in games. And I was like, this is nuts. Like, here it is. Like, but I realized it wasn't magic. It was just like I did something that had a lot of quality, and
and then you just talk to him.
Yeah, and then you just talk to him. And that's the thing with Boss 101. It's the same thing. I feel like it's about the quality. Do the thing with the quality, and then you got to believe in your own quality.
Yeah, there's that weird imaginary barrier between like reality and what you think is fantasy.
Yes, exactly.
And it's just really, it's actually quite normal to get through it.
Yes, and we got through it.
And like, wait a minute, this is pretty normal now.
Yes, like it was crazy. It's totally crazy. But yeah, that was it.
Like, I didn't think I'd be doing a podcast with one of the guys that worked on Mark of Kree, which was one of my favorite video games.
Yes,
or Planescape Torment or any of that crap.
Planescape Torment.
But yet here we are.
Here we are. Crazy. Your dreams can happen too, folks. Do it,
Zasmo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wait, should we wrap it up there? I feel like that was a good.
Do what?
Should we wrap it up there? I feel like that was a good.
Yeah. No. Let's
please.
Real quick.
Yep.
Where can everybody find you? We didn't do that last time.
Yeah, we didn't.
That's what everybody does on their fucking things.
Yes.
So we should probably do.
You can find Boss 101
currently
on Steam. You could just look for Boss 101. We also have our webpage, boss101.com, and we've got Donnelly Time Foundation, and that's the website. But Boss 101 is right now.
At Donnelly Time
at Donnelly Time on Twitter. Yes, DONLEY Time on Twitter.
Yes, go check out Boss 101 on Steam.
Please do.
And while you're there, add Savage the Shard of Gosen to your wish list.
Savage is there too. If you type in Savage, I believe it pops up Savage Shard of Gosen Burst, I think.
Is it first
recently.
now?
I believe so. I looked at it recently.
At least second. It's
yes.
It's top 3.
Yeah, it's certainly Savage. It is in the top 3, and it's fantastic.
It's pretty crazy.
Amazing. We should do it.
Yes.
And then we'll be back with more game dev talk, hopefully with some more announcements for both our games.
More Big Giant Head.
More Big Giant Heads
coming at you.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Hey, no baby. Hey, no baby. No baby. No baby. Hey, hey. No, 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 no. No baby. No baby. Well, no, I love you. What?